Welcome to Why Though the Podcast.
We did it. That was amazing. Hello.
Hello, Lizzy Acker. How are you today?
Good. How are you, Destiny Johnson?
Oh, I am living life. We are recording this Why Though the Podcast in front of a live studio audience.
Oh my gosh, your mom.
My mom.
The absolute hero of the pod.
The hero of the pod.
We talk about her all the time.
The hero of the texting. If you don't know about the texting,
oh my gosh,
you can text the one and only Lizzy Acker, writer of Why Though the Advice column,
C'est
which
moi.
is the very advice column that spawned this podcast.
Yeah.
How can they text you, Lizzy?
They can text me by texting the word advice to 503-751-8731 and then clicking the link and subscribing today.
Like my mother once did.
Yeah,
and now does.
Text, you know? And you can also text me, and I will text you like every day. It's part of my job. I text you every day.
Absolutely. And so this is a special pod because we do have a live studio audience, but also because we will be talking about something called a reader response. Can you tell the listeners what a reader response is?
Totally. Yeah, I love reader responses. So, sometimes I write a column every week, and some columns people write back to me, and they're like, "You were wrong," or "I have another idea," or anything. And I do those. Then I put those in another column down the road. I love to get reader responses. First of all, I love the fact that people are engaging with what I write and coming up with their own ideas. Even if they're like, "You're totally wrong," I almost always am like, "Wow, I hadn't thought about it that way." And I love it, and I want you to do it. So how? Well, read my column. And
at OregonLive.com/why though.
Develop some opinions on it. And you don't even have to, you might be reading it now on NJ.com or MLive.com.
She's syndicated.
Why Though is now across the country, guys.
Can you believe?
I'm so excited about that. We can come back to it. But anyway, so you read my column, think some thoughts, develop an opinion, and write to me. And I might put your response in a column. And that your response can also be totally anonymous. I'm not going to put your full name. I think the one today, I asked the person like what they were comfortable with me using as their name, and they gave me a middle name or something. I don't know. And yeah, so I love reader responses.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's like a cool way to engage.
Yeah, and just email me. And that's what you do with it. Once you think about it and then you write it down, you email me at lacker@oregonian.com, and I'll email you back.
Absolutely. I like to read the reader responses as a longtime fan of Why Though the column, because I also like to see what people have to say, because people feel some kind of way. People get fired up about lots of things, but I think everybody feels entitled or empowered to give advice, right? Not everybody is a good advice giver, and I think you and I and the listeners know that. Not everybody can be you, Lizzy, and get paid to give advice. But people sure do feel like they can give it. They feel qualified to give it. And so sometimes the advice that we get back from readers is pretty funny.
It can be.
And sometimes it's really helpful and illuminating. Like you said, like sometimes it's like, wow, my brain would have never gone there, but like what a great point.
Right.
So it's super cool.
Yeah, even though Destiny and I, we're 10 years apart, but we are also both women who wear glasses.
Sure are. And read books.
We have some things in common. Yeah. We're not like so completely different. It's great when like another brain can get in there and give us some feedback. So we want your feedback. Send it lacker@oregonian.com.
Yeah. So the reader responses that we're talking about today come from, if you remember, if not, that's okay. You can go back and listen to the episode.
We'll link it.
Absolutely. It was a question sent in from a reader called Not the Grinch, I Swear, though I said perhaps you are the Grinch. And the question, we'll just skim it, but basically this person, Not the Grinch, I Swear, has a really large family, lots of siblings, and the siblings have children, and basically they're kind of like tired of the consumerism of Christmas, which is, I think, a feeling that we've all felt at some point. And they are basically exhausted by having to buy everybody Christmas presents. They get really overwhelmed by it, and it just ends up being no longer like a joyful experience. They described it as being perfunctory. And they wondered if maybe they could change the way that they do the holidays, if they could maybe, we suggested doing maybe a Secret Santa type situation, or
drawing names.
Yeah, we did we had several suggestions, which you could find all written out very succinctly at OregonLive.com/why though in Lizzy's column. But we had some lovely reader responses.
I think it's actually just one reader response, but it was like a long one, and I liked it. Yeah.
Yes,
Usually I would pick like a bunch of them, but this one was like, this person had some stuff to say.
Oh yes,
I might edit this. You can read it, and then in the column I might edit it. So here, behind the scenes.
Absolutely, pulling back the curtain.
Yeah.
Okay, so Francesca says, "Dear Lizzy, another option for people who are stressed by the obligatory holiday gift giving is to drop out. For some people, even giving small gifts that cost $10 or $20 can be a huge burden when they really need new tires or have to put them on a credit card. Dropping out takes some courage to go against the grain the first time. It can be done a few months before the holiday with a special message, such as, quote, I really enjoy getting together with people during the holidays and sharing food and music and festivities, but I want to drop out of the gift giving. Please don't give me any gifts for Christmas. I would rather you spend that money on yourself or someone in your immediate family or a charity. I hope we can get together and enjoy each other in person or on FaceTime, end quote. The first year you do it, a few people won't be able to handle it, and they'll give you token gifts like lotion or fancy soaps. But hang tight and don't run out and buy something for them. The next year, they will know that you mean business, and it gets easier from there. The best part is that in January, when the credit card bills come in, you won't freak out. And maybe you can pay off the tires. Signed, Francesca.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting, and I totally support people who would want to do that. I also think... I don't think you should ever go into debt to buy like Christmas presents, especially for people you aren't like, and not your children, Right. But even then, you probably should like tone it down. I also think like, I don't know. I feel a little weird about telling people not to get you presents because that seems, first of all, really making a big assumption that they were going to in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's other things you can do, like give people Christmas cards, and which you can even make, if you don't celebrate Christmas, you also don't have to do any of those things. Or you can holiday cards. You don't have, but like, I don't know. I think you can. I guess I would say you can do something similar to this without like making some sort of big declaration like I am dropping out of Christmas, everybody, because then you're really making it about yourself. On the other hand, like I'm not gonna say don't do this. It's just it's not what I would do, because it does seem like you're making it about yourself.
You're certainly inviting a lot of questions like, are you okay? What's the matter? Like, how's your financial situation? Okay? Like, what is going on? Like, I like really feel like it's kind of putting like a weird spotlight on your financial situation,
right?
That I wouldn't want,
right? Yeah, like, and I don't know if so. Say this is like a big family, like our original are not the Grinch.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like if you said this to your big family that was all giving presents to each other, it might come off a little. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm torn about it because, if you can't afford it, you shouldn't do it. And I also think you can be creative either by like, do you have to drop out? Like, I mean, do you want to participate? If you really want to participate in some way, you can. You can find really cheap things, and I have people who give me presents that I don't give presents to. Like, my uncle will always send us something, like a Harry and David basket or something, and I send him a card, but I don't send him a present. And he still does it. I mean, like, I don't know, there's just different
people feel the need to reciprocate in a way that I don't relate, I guess.
Right.
I feel like people's need to give me gifts, none of my business. deeply appreciative.
Right.
And always say thank you.
Right.
Always, I think it's important to show your appreciation, obviously, in this gift giving season. Very grateful. However, that has nothing to do with my financial situation and my ability to give gifts or make gifts or who I'm going to give gifts to. Like, I don't ever sit and think, who's going to give me a gift? And that does not dictate who I'm going to give my gifts to. And I don't think it should dictate who you give your gifts to. I think people start to get overwhelmed by who they're going to give gifts to because they start to make this list of who's going to give them gifts, especially when you have a really large family.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't care about my cousin that I only see for 5 minutes one time a year. I do care about them. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. But they don't suddenly become more important to me during the holidays.
Right.
Hi, I hope you have a great year, Mary. But I'm not going to go out of my way to go buy you an insincere Bath and Body Works gift basket just because we're going to be in each other's sphere for Christmas. That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of expendable income to start caring about people I don't really know.
I guess my thing, my only real issue with this whole thing is telling people not to give you presents. I think you can say,
let it be their business.
Right. Like, you can just say, look, I am kind of stepping back from giving material things.
Yeah, I don't have it in me this year.
Right.
That's
you
okay.
can say that about yourself. It's kind of what we talked about, like setting boundaries. A boundary is not something you tell other people to do. It's something you do. And some people want to give you gifts. Mm-hmm. I think it's like kind of rude, honestly, to tell someone not to give you a present
because it's trying to absolve you of a guilt that you feel that you need to deal with.
Also, you don't even know if they were going to give you a present.
Yeah, that too.
You know, like, it's just,
it makes you look a little bit of a fool.
It's just like, you don't have to, don't do that part.
Yeah.
Do the part where you say, if you feel like you want to, you can say, I am not going to be sending out presents this year.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
And that's totally fine.
So valid. Yeah.
My parents, I mean, they've been doing something like this every year since I was a kid. They'd be like, oh, it's going to be a tight Christmas. And then we'd still get, it's like kind of a joke at this point. But then now they've gone to like, we're only giving presents that are experiences or like that disappear. And I'm like, great, cool. I'm still giving you a present.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to do, you know? And they're like, great, cool. You know, like, it's just, you get to give gifts however you want. And then you can also receive gifts in the spirit that they're given to you instead of like making it a big thing. Yeah,
I think you absolutely should. I think you should absolve yourself of the guilt of having to reciprocate and just receive gifts in the spirit that they are given.
Yeah, you do have to say thank you, but that's $0.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to, but I think you should.
You don't have to say thank you. You're right. You should say thank you.
I think it makes you a little stinky if you don't, you know.
Like, and you don't even have to write a thank you card. You can just say thank you. I really appreciate the gift you gave me.
Can we talk about the flip side of this, which is that like when you really want to give a gift to somebody and you're like, hey, can you help me out? And like trying to get a gift for you and the person's just like completely unhelpful. You know anybody like that?
No. Destiny is now looking at her mother.
I know somebody like that.
Apparently difficult
when you're trying to give a gift in kind and you're just trying to give a gift in the spirit of gift giving and you know what, and you're just like looking for a little bit of help and you can't speak from over there. Thank you. This is not a live audience experience.
This is just
one-sided.
They're just watching.
But
okay,
yeah,
so
I
what
think that
should we get Destiny's mom for Christmas?
I think that dropping out, though, circling back, it is an option, and you should feel like it's an option. You shouldn't feel like spending time with your family and your friends isn't enough, because it absolutely is.
Totally.
We really get caught up in the consumerism of Christmas or the holidays. Sorry, I celebrate Christmas. I don't mean to be like Christmas centric.
Wow, Destiny Warren, Christmas Johnson over here.
But you know, it is enough. Your presence is enough. Spending time and just stopping and pausing, baking or whatever, having meals, listening to music, it's enough.
It is.
Watching movies,
but
just
also like
don't
get mad at people when they want to give you a present. That's my. I guess
and don't get mad at people who want to
presents.
drop out either.
Yeah, totally.
It goes both ways. But yeah. Let people give you presents.
That like I'll be like, I find a little present for them.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily give me a present, but it's not.
Do you feel butthurt about it?
No.
Me either.
Not even remotely.
It's because I'm giving you a gift because I want to.
Right.
I foist upon my friends shitty handmade gifts.
Oh my god.
All the time. I'm not looking for anything back. I
not
made this
a shitty gift. You once gave my daughter this crocheted bumblebee.
I did.
And I wasn't like, oh shoot, I better get
No.
Nona to crochet a bumblebee in response. I was just like, wow, this is amazing. Thank you for the gift.
Yes.
Yeah. Have I told you about the time that I feel like I've mentioned this maybe on the podcast, maybe I haven't, but once when I was younger, I was in San Francisco and I was out with a friend getting drinks, and this was like at a time in my life where I didn't have a ton of money and I didn't even have a credit card, and I was out with friends, and it was like I don't know, I'd had enough money for like one drink and a cab home, and then these were people I didn't know very well, but like one friend I knew really, really well, and then like her friends, and I was like, oh, I gotta go, you know, I can't afford another drink, and I'm just like gonna go home. And this girl was like, let me buy you a drink, and I was like, oh, I can't let you do that because I feel like such a scumbag. And she just looked at me and she's like, the universe is offering you a gift, you just take it.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, you're so right.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, I think about that all the time because I was like, you're not a scumbag for taking a gift that someone offers you. Someone is offering that to you.
I get squirrely when people offer me things too, because I come from stock that feels like they need to reciprocate. So I do get into the reciprocate game.
Right, yeah,
I try not to be that way, but it's just, you know, especially I think there's this, you need to feel like useful. There's like a little bit of this idea that like if you take and don't give, that you're like not paying the piper or whatever. But like it doesn't have to be like that. And like, you know, you would never, you give with that expectation. Other people are like you. They can also give with that expectation.
And they want to, you know what I mean?
And it's silly that you would assume that they wouldn't.
Like, I want to give you something and I don't want you to feel like, oh, now I have to settle the score.
Yeah. Because I would never feel that way giving something to somebody.
Right.
I should assume.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, I should assume that like people are just as chill as me.
Right. So I think that we can all try to assume that a little bit.
Yeah, but I think Francesca,
she has a good point, and
saying,
I do. Yes, and I will put this in the column.
You can be brave about it.
Yeah, you can drop out too. I just think just don't tell other people what to do, but tell other people what you're gonna do. That's totally fine.
Totally, I agree.
Do you have like a smash or pass today?
Yeah.
Smash. Do you have a smash? Let's start with smashing.
Absolutely. We're moving on to smash or pass. This is a segment in this podcast where we talk about things that we like, aka things we would smash, and things we don't like, aka things we would pass on. I do have a smash and a pass.
Smash.
I even wrote them down so I wouldn't forget.
I'm so proud of you because I didn't do that.
Thank you so much. So my smash is tattoos. I got a new tattoo.
I was gonna be like, Destiny got a new tattoo. We haven't even talked about it.
I did. I got a new tattoo.
How many tattoos do you have?
Many. I think this was like 14.
Okay.
I don't really keep track.
I think I had like 12.
Because I also have one on my bum. Ooh. And I forget to count it often.
Yeah, I have a couple on like behind me that I'm like, oh yeah, those ones.
That's the only one I have. The one on my butt is the only one I can't really see. And I'm not like, I would say on my own body, I'm anti-tattoos I can't see because I like to look at them in a vain way.
Yeah.
Fully in a vain way.
Yeah.
So I got a new thigh tattoo. It's a giant tattoo of Sailor Moon sitting on a moon. And it was great. I went and saw Nikki Cotton at Shokunin Tattoo.
Where is that?
Not sponsored. It's on Mississippi. She's great. I have many other tattoos by her.
Did your mom get a tattoo too?
My mom also got a tattoo. We didn't get matching tattoos. She got a cute little fat cardinal. And we have got matching tattoos from Nikki before. Nikki's great. Very light touch. Her art is amazing. She works quick. She's so sweet. And I mean, everybody at that shop does incredible work. There's like people who work there who've been on like multiple seasons of, what is that show? Ink Master.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's like, you know, it's like a big deal.
Real good. Not a cheap tattoo.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, one of the things you shouldn't go cheap on is tattoos.
Yeah, I agree. yeah. Super clean, super nice shop.
Exactly.
And they you know, it was a great time. I always have a great time when I'm there.
Yeah.
And
I love getting tattoos as well.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten one for a little while.
It's addicting.
It is. It's expensive. And when you have a child, it's like it's hard to convince yourself that you
to spend money on yourself like that.
Well, and also like the healing of a tattoo process.
Well,
when
that's
there's
my
somebody
pass.
like all over you all the time, I just feel like, I mean, it would just seems like that would be really hard for me.
Children are a little germ factors.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What's your smash?
You know, my smash is I got these new blue corduroy pants and I'm really into them.
They look so cute.
They're Levi's. I went to the mall, as you know, if you are a longtime listener of the pod. I'm a fan of the mall.
We do smash the mall, stay in the mall.
I grew up in Oregon, in a town without a mall, Corvallis, Oregon. Mostly grew up there. But a mall is perfect for Oregon. Because when it's rainy and you want to like walk around, you can just go to the mall. We went to Washington Square, and usually would go to the mall and not buy clothes, but we just went for it.
You know, I love Washington Square because that's where the love of my life, Din Tai Fung, is. I've only been once, but it's the love of my life. So
good. And that Royce chocolate place. There was this place called Slime Kitchen, which we got up to the front to like make your own slime, and Nona was like, actually, I don't like slime. So I was like, fine, I'm not gonna spend $30 if you don't want it. But yeah, it's just like a fun time of year for the mall, I gotta say. And we went like opening, and it was fine. By the time we left, like 2 hours later, it was slammed.
Yeah.
So smash them all. Smash these blue cord. They're
Love them.
I haven't had cords for a long time, and my friend was wearing some corduroy pants the other day. I was like, I want some corduroy pants.
If you would like to see Lizzy's adorable blue corduroy pants, you can watch this episode of Why the Podcast in every episode on the Oregonian's YouTube channel. We record every episode and we post it there, and we're really cute. And I am wearing pants today, even though it doesn't look like it. I'm wearing black jean shorts. This is just a large sweater, and it just doesn't look like I am.
Please stop judging Destiny for not wearing pants.
I'm just wearing a really large sweater.
What's your pass?
My pass is healing tattoos. You mentioned it, and tattoo technology has changed since I started getting tattoos. I'm white trash, so I started getting tattoos really young. I started getting tattoos. How old were
you when you got your first tattoo?
14.
Destiny Johnson. And her mother.
And my mother.
Did she sign a waiver?
Nope, it was in somebody's house.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Were you in trouble?
What?
Did you get in trouble?
No, she was there.
Oh. So she should have been in trouble. Okay, I get it.
Anyway. So back
late to call CPS, so I won't.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure that some tattoo places still allow you to leave the tattoo parlor with just an open wound, but now they put second skin over tattoos, which is like this. It's essentially sticky cling film, like sanitized.
I've been getting tattoos since I was 18, so that was before you were 14, and I've never left a tattoo place without my tattoo covered. I think when you're getting a tattoo when you're 14 in someone's house, they may not cover it. No,
they cover it, right? And then you take the cover off, like a little while, and then you wash it, right? So you wash it with the soap, and then you use the the Aquifer or whatever sort of occluding like lotion that you would like to use. I like Aquifer, and then you have to moisturize it approximately every hour, depending on how often you need to moisturize it. But now I have to keep this second skin on for 3 days. And and so that's part of the healing process, because they want you to keep all the good juices in there, and so it gets soupy
juices.
And it's a little gross.
Yuck.
And then you have to take the second skin off in the shower. That's an experience. It's just, you're just aware of it. Don't get me wrong, you're aware of your new tattoo. It feels like a sunburn with a bruise underneath when you get it anyway, but you're just like extra aware of it because there's juice in there, and it's just gross, and it also looks gross because
it sounds really gross.
The juices are inside. It's just
sounds really gross.
It's just like a whole
Please
experience.
stop talking about juices.
So then once you take it off and you wash it after the 3 days, then you start the lotioning process.
Okay.
But it's not quite as raw and insane as it is when you first leave the tattoo shop. So it is different.
Yeah.
It's just a little gross.
Yeah, I guess I haven't gotten a tattoo in like 5 years.
Yeah.
So I got a tattoo for work here.
I
let people vote on it, and I have a merbaby on my back. I wouldn't necessarily recommend letting the Oregonian readers pick your next tattoo, but I don't mind. I don't mind the merbaby, and
it's cute though.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's like a cupie baby with a little
mermaid, little mermaid baby.
What's your pass?
My pass is
tattoo juice.
Well, that is definitely a pass. No, thank you. You might have noticed I haven't smashed a book in a couple days. That's a couple weeks because I've been waiting for these books to come in. My pass is like, why is the book The Bee Sting out of stock everywhere?
Are you like trying to get it on Libby, or are you like trying to buy it?
No, I'm trying to buy this book. It's not on Amazon. It's not at Powell's.
Kindle?
I don't think I'm going to get this book before Christmas, and I really want to read this book. It's called The Bee Sting.
Do you Kindle?
I don't Kindle. I don't have a Kindle, and I already I just
you
can't look at another
anti-Kindle?
screen.
Okay.
I'm not totally anti-Kindle. It's just I'm so pro physical book. There's something about it that I'm sure, I'm going to be, talk to me in 10 years. I'll be like, book, what? I always Kindle. But you know what I mean? For right now, I'm obsessed. I just love the feel of books, and I also get headaches, as we've discussed, very easily. So
I Kindle and book. I'm just running out of physical space for books, but I totally understand. And that's
anyway.
I'm
really
sorry.
sad that book's out of stock. If anyone has it and wants to share it with me, it's called The Bee Sting. I've heard great things. And I have another book that I'm just I just want a book to read. In fact, I have 3 books I'm supposed to read, but I want a novel that I really want to read. Where? Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you for hearing me.
Yeah, I'm sending my prayers up to the book gods for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, we pretty much don't have time for anything else.
I mean, we've got about 5 minutes. Do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah,
we ran into something pretty interesting on the internet.
Really funny thing.
Lizzy sent it to me, and
I feel like it's been a meme going around a little bit.
Is it a meme?
Well, I'm not sure if it's a meme, but I definitely saw multiple people talking about it. I wish it
were a meme, but this kind of thing goes around the internet every year, and I think Lizzy and I think it's a meme. I think there are people who don't think it's a meme.
Well, I mean, I think probably whoever wrote this was actually feeling serious about themselves. So why don't you tell them? It's a tweet, but I don't know if we call them what we call them now. That Elon.
I'm just gonna read it to you.
Okay.
How to become a top 1% man in 2024.
What does that even mean? Top 1% of what? Okay, continue.
Here's the list. It's a list. It says no porn, 3 liters of water. How often?
Just 3 liters. Pour it on your head.
Every hour.
What to do with it?
Shove it up your ass. Who knows? Meditation. Read daily. Avoid sugar. High protein. Exercise daily. Avoid junk food. Start networking. They said join Facebook. Learn how to fight.
I also you can't see it, and I'm not even looking at it, but I just remember the capitalization on this list is all over the place.
Every letter is capitalized, and but sometimes them, every first letter, and then sometimes it's also not. Take cold showers. Quit watching news.
Just quit.
I have some beef about that one. And then 250 push-ups every day.
Go.
And then the last one is, what else would you add? How about what would I take away?
Yeah, 100% of that list. Some of these things don't make any sense.
What's a top 1% man?
What
does this have to do with financial? Because
are we
none of this,
men?
but start networking has to do with maybe becoming financially stable.
Start networking. Also, none of this has anything to do with be a better person.
Absolutely,
it's all I don't know. You're trying to get abs.
Right.
I don't know what you think. I mean, I
read daily, but quit watching the news.
Right.
Read what?
Just read, Destiny.
Just read.
Just the
not the Bee Sting. It's sold out.
Yeah, you can't read the Bee Sting, but find another book. Probably Atlas Shrugged. I feel like is what this person is. Sorry.
Anything by my nemesis, John Steinbeck.
Not my nemesis. I'm an English major, so yeah. So I have a few problems with all of this list. Every single item on it.
Do we think this is alpha male
think
territory?
So.
I think it must be.
I'm as a person who, I am married to a man.
Mm-hmm. He's a nice man.
He's a nice man,
mm-hmm.
But I'm interested in men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be interested in a different man, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
But hypothetically, if I was looking for a man,
mm-hmm.
I'm not sure any of these things would be of interest to me, except for maybe reading. I'm definitely into reading.
Yeah, I do some of these things on here.
What are you going to do with the 3 liters of water? Yeah, just be a little more clear.
That's what I'm saying. I read daily, avoid sugar, and eat high protein. I don't think it makes me a 1% woman. It makes me I have a rare form of diabetes, not to brag.
Right.
I am begrudgingly interested in men, but I'm not.
Or any of these things, you'd be you're on a first date, and this guy's well, I drink 3 liters of water a day. void sugar.
I'd be like, wow, you're so
I do
hydrated.
not watch porn.
I would be like, I would assume that he would have to leave the day to pee several times. I'd be like, you're really hydrated.
That's very cool.
Also, like, I mean, this is maybe spiraling off into something. I mean, I obviously have like an issue with the industrialization of porn, but like if you want to subscribe to somebody's OnlyFans,
right,
great.
Yeah.
Support the girls, support the dolls. Love that for you.
If it's a direct to consumer type of
Yeah,
thing.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Into that, I don't care.
Sure.
Spend your money where you want.
I just feel like the emphasis on don't look at porn is always like, how much porn are you trying to look at? You know, like if you're that worried about it, yeah,
maybe you just need other hobbies. Maybe you need some balance in your life.
Yeah.
What do you think would be on the list of being how to become a top 1% woman in 2024?
That's a really good question. You know that when someone says that's a really good question, that means they're stalling for time.
I think mine would be like, you know, using different gel on my face every other day like I'm supposed to instead of once a week.
Yeah, I was like maybe like doing some skincare. I was also thinking about skincare. Maybe for us to be the top 1% of women. But I guess also we need to know what are we judging on here? Like the top 1%,
I guess, like,
most
just
beautiful,
yeah,
most
what makes me feel good
like,
is kind of what I was thinking, because
right,
like I can only think of womanhood in my own in my own
right,
brain,
and
because I don't really know what it means.
Manhood should
How
be
can
the
you
same.
even define that?
Yeah, I think you should define it for yourself, and like also there's room for everyone at the top. It doesn't have to be like
Absolutely.
a 1% situation, but yeah, I'm gonna do a little more skincare.
Yeah, I would love to.
Thinking about that.
I would love to consult with the non-binaries of the world. What makes you a 1% top non-binary? Please let me know. Email me, tweet me,
or you can text. Do you want to text?
Yeah,
me?
text.
Text me at text the word advice to 503-751-8731, and then click the link, subscribe, and tell me, how do you be a top 1% non-binary?
Yeah. I know. I have some beloved they thems in my life. Please text. Let me know. I would love to know.
I'd like to be a top 1% woman. I'd like to be a little more present.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, actually in the moment. Maybe I feel like I would become a top 1% woman if I threw my phone in the ocean. That I do feel.
Yeah, I would like to exercise more, but not like I don't have any like fitness goals.
Ooh, yeah.
I just want to like move my body more, because I am very sloth-like. Like once I stop, I can't stop moving. Once I stop moving, it's done. Right. I'm talking once
Inertia.
I become once I become horizontal, I'm not getting up to do the dishes. I'm not getting up to clean the floors. I'm not getting up to do a walk. You know what I mean? Like I'm done. Kaput. I hope in 2024 to be the kind of person who can sit down my roommate's good at this. She'll sit down for a little rest and then she'll get back up and start doing stuff again, and I find that so impressive. Not me. That's not the person that I am.
I understand that. And yeah, I guess this person is trying to like give you some goals for 2024.
But learn how to fight.
Learn how to fight. What does that even mean?
Because that just means that you're going to set out to fight, right?
I guess.
Because why do you need that skill?
Who are you going to fight? I think, like what we need is world peace, not world fighting.
Yeah. Maybe learn a new skill, learn a new hobby.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to a really fun
oh my gosh,
stained glass class with my mom today. I'm going to learn a new skill. That's
cool.
fun.
Yeah, learn a new skill. Maybe like if I was trying to be a top 1% man, I think I would be like make some good friends and figure out how to talk to my friends about my feelings.
Consult an anatomy book about women if you're into women.
Even if you're not, honestly, like you should probably know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think in order to be the top 1%, whatever your gender or non-gender is, you should just seek joy, whatever that means to you, so long as it's not hurting other people.
Right.
Set boundaries.
Right. Be kind.
Be kind.
Treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, that's Lizzy's golden rule. I mean, it's not just Lizzy's. It is like the golden rule.
I invented that golden rule, and I would like
to. In this podcasting room, it's Lizzy's golden rule. But yeah, this is wild. I see lists like this every year, and of course, it's becoming increasingly more popular as like incel communities are becoming more popular on the internet, like where these things are allowed and maybe encouraged to fester. But I am encouraged to see that some of the top comments are like really just absolutely ripping on
right
this.
yeah and I also feel like people love like rules. This one is just so vague as to not even be able to be rules except for the 3 liters of water. But I don't know, there's a thing I've seen keep seeing on TikTok, just like 30 30 30, do 30 minutes of eat 30 grams of protein, do 30 minutes of cardio within waking up, 30 minutes of waking up. And I do think like sometimes we like love to like latch onto these rules that are kind of nonsense, and also like just because it's
just because you're setting yourself up for failure a little bit,
right?
too.
And it's also like it's just something somebody made up.
Yeah,
like,
that
let's
too.
Be honest. It's just made up.
I'd love to get back into yoga. I don't think it's going to make me a top 1% woman, but I think it might make me feel a little bit better about myself.
Maybe like if we all like let go of the idea of being the top 1% of anything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good goal.
Yeah. I'd like to be like just functioning.
Oh yeah, me too. I'd really like to like not have a headache and get enough sleep.
Those are great goals for 2024.
2024.
Tell us your goals for 2024.
Yeah, text me text the word advice to 503-751-8731. Click the link and subscribe, or just like
email us, tweet us, comment under our YouTube video. And
don't come to our houses, but pretty much anything other than that.
Don't do that. Yeah. But anything other than that, you can also leave a comment on wherever you're listening to this very podcast, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, we will. It's almost the end of 2023.
It sure is. And we are glad that you've been here for this ride. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Listening to Why Though the podcast. Subscribe for weekly episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, and don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. If you're looking for more Why Though, check out my column that comes out every Tuesday on OregonLive.com. You can support our local journalism by going to OregonLive.com/pod support.